I, like a lot of small business owners in downtown Duluth, have kept quiet. We can't anymore.
Eddie Gleason opened Carmody Irish Pub on Superior Street 21 years ago.
It was a very dynamic neighborhood.
Surviving the Great Recession and COVID lockdowns, the bar was featured in the 2022 rom-com Merry Kiss Cam.
You from here? I've never seen you before.
But Gleason says what's happening around his bar now feels like a horror film.
I'm seeing the drug dealing openly. I had my window smashed. My wife has had to shag people out of our entryway numerous times. Needles, cigarettes, defecation.
This is the worst it's ever been downtown.
Yes, absolutely. I have a lot of compassion, but I'm tired. I'm tired of doing the fight.
700 feet from the bar is where our city's most vulnerable turn to for compassion.
Our services are certainly struggling to keep up with the level of demand that we're experiencing in our community.
Union Gospel Mission Executive Director Katie Haglund does God's work daily, running an organization in its 104th year of providing meals, shelter, and support to those with nowhere else to turn, which has never been more challenging than it is now.
We've seen a 41% increase in homelessness in the last decade in St. Louis County.
A terrible statistic, but on par with many other communities nationwide. What makes Duluth different? First, Minnesota ranks worst in the nation for patient mental health beds. Add to that Duluth services shoulder a majority of the burden for all Northeast Minnesota and Northwest Wisconsin. Then there's Duluth's housing crisis. Experts say the city is thousands of units short of where it should be.
We certainly don't have enough housing.
And the situation is growing more grim. According to the American Psychological Association, the Big Beautiful Bill Act cuts $1 trillion from Medicaid over the next decade. Medicaid pays for a quarter of all mental health and substance use care in the U.S.
Things have changed.
St. Louis County Sheriff Gordon Ramsay has had a front row seat to Duluth's evolution, growing up here and serving as police chief. He says the situation has become untenable, partly because all services are packed into one area.
30 years ago, I was working this beat downtown, and I saw apartment buildings, different commercial buildings switch from residential to group homes, to halfway houses, to treatment centers. And we need to look at really how we zone an area and when is the area unhealthy for density of these kind of services. When does it create problems for the neighborhood? And I think we're there.
And he believes the negative impact of such density isn't just felt by businesses and residents, but also the people seeking help.
By creating a negative environment for those that are trying to get sober.
That scenario was on display for all to see just this month. A drug raid near Union Gospel Mission resulting in 17 arrests and the seizure of a massive amount of fentanyl and meth.
Our building and the surrounding property has really been targeted by folks that are oftentimes trying to just take advantage of the fact that we work with individuals that are struggling with addiction.
In part one of our special report, we traveled to Fargo to see why its downtown is thriving. The city just relocated its resource and recovery facility from the middle of downtown to an area just outside of the city's commerce district in an effort to help even more unhoused people as well as local businesses.
You do need both in the city. But I think you don't need them on top of each other.
Now, Union Gospel Mission is embarking on a move of its own from East 1st Street to this location near the courthouse, creating 40 new units of supportive housing and working with Chum and Damiano to streamline help for the unhoused.
No longer will that require people to bounce around our downtown to access basic resources. They'll all be located in one space.
But a move isn't going to get rid of the people who prey on the city's most vulnerable residents. That's where policing comes into play. And we've talked to a lot of people for this story, residents and business owners alike, who say they'd like to see something different when it comes to downtown from Duluth Police.
The number one thing I've heard from people in reference to policing has been, where are the foot patrols? Where are the horseback patrols in downtown and Canal Park? Where's the community policing?
I think our goal is to increase our foot patrols. You know, we're feeling some of the same impacts that everyone else is in the state.
Chief Mike Sanoa says staffing remains a problem post-2020 with new staffing impacts from the state's paid family and medical leave law. While he calls the mounted patrol, last cut in 2017, too financially burdensome to bring back, he hopes to make changes in other ways as hiring rebounds.
We put more bike patrols on in our Canal Park and downtown area. We made an investment in e-bikes so they could cover more area.
And the need is clear. Police data shows downtown Duluth calls for service and crime reach new heights in 2025. DPD's responding with new drone and camera programs, but Sanoa knows his department is only part of the overall solution.
We need to see redevelopment. We need to see additional activity.
Which takes us back to part one of our special report. Without a cross-community collaboration and thousands of units of new housing, business owners like Eddie Gleason say they'll join Matt Berthium in packing up and heading elsewhere.
Someone needs to step up, the county, the state, and the city. Otherwise, there's opportunities for me to go over the bridge to Superior.
Is there anything that gives you hope for downtown?
Yes. We're physically one of the most beautiful cities I've ever lived, and I've lived all over. I want to stay here.